better to redesign the Conserve wildlife license plate than some of the most talented artists on the Suncoast, students at Ringling College of Art and Design. That's why the Fish and Wildlife Foundation has partnered with them for this unique competition. And here to tell us more about that is Michelle Ashton and Megan Greenberg. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and I want to hear all about this because so much goes on at Ringling. I can't keep up with it, so when you were here this morning, I'm like, oh, this is great. So I'm glad we're partnering with you. Can you tell us why the foundation chose to partner with Ringling?
Absolutely. Ringling has a reputation for having the best and the brightest students. So when we knew we wanted to redesign the plate, we thought who better to go to.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we'd get a technically beautiful plate, but we also knew they'd bring a lot of creativity and fresh ideas that we needed, and we knew the project would come out beautifully, and we have not been disappointed.
That's great.
Well, that's good.
Megan, what's the collaboratory's role in this?
Well, the Collaboratory itself is an initiative that was partnered with the Patterson Foundation, and the point is to help students with experiential learning opportunities, so with real-world business opportunities. And so when we partnered with the Fish and Wildlife Foundation, it was the perfect opportunity for students across all majors to come together and have the opportunity to put forth their design and their talents into something that could have an entire region-wide, statewide impact.
And how wonderful for everybody. I think it's just a great
Absolutely.
idea. Now, plates, there's quite a few of them out there.
Yes.
How do you determine which plates actually sell?
It's a great question. There's a lot of research and studies to try to figure out what makes one plate sell more than another. Some of the best-selling plates in the state are the university plate, so obviously an attachment to one's alma mater. For the conservation plates, a lot of FWC's plates do really well, the turtle and the manatee plates, and that could be you have a particular affinity for the animal. Strange enough, the endless summer plate, which you might have seen around, it's the surfer. That one does really well. More plates in there on the road than there are surfers, so it could be something that's appealing about the design, or it evokes a certain feeling. And so we were really hoping to not only capture people's love of animals, but also with the design evoke a feeling or have a design that people actually want on their cars.
Okay. Now, how does the plate itself contribute to the conservation efforts in Florida?
It's a great question. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but for the conservation specialty plates, $25 of each plate that's sold goes to the organization that manages them, and we turn around and give out grants with that money. The Conserve wildlife plate needs to have a bear on it, but it benefits all endangered species, so we've been able to give out grants to FWC and other partners to build things like a rehabilitation center for bear cubs that have been orphaned before they get released. Yeah, we were able to go see one. It was amazing, great experience. But they also fund things like reintroduction of the critically endangered Florida grasshopper sparrow. We've done projects with indigo snakes. Any endangered species can benefit from the Conserve wildlife plate.
Okay, and so working with the students, what surprised you most about them, and how large was the group?
The kickoff was across the campus. We had about 150 people come to the kickoff to actually learn more about the competition. About 100 people actually submitted designs, and I'd say I think everything Ringling students surprised me. I mean, I always say you should see when they doodle. Their 30-second doodle is something that would take me 17 years to perfect.
Exactly.
And it was really interesting to see the difference for me between some of the illustration majors versus some of the graphic design majors. The illustration majors, they actually illustrate. That's what they do, or the graphic designers will move shapes in order to bring together a cohesive picture. And so it was so fascinating to see the influence of different talents and how those end up reading for a designed piece.
Yeah. Now, Michelle, what surprised you most? Because obviously you haven't worked with the students before, and don't get to see that on a regular basis. What did you find surprising?
I was surprised by the energy just at the kickoff of it. You know, I was hopeful we'd get. For me, success would have been like 50 students, and so to see triple that in the room was just really gratifying and exciting.
They love what they do. They really are passionate about it.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
And
well, there's lovely prizes, that's part of it, but also too, I think that they cared, students these days care about affecting the world in a positive manner, and I think you gave them an outlet to be able to say, not only am I getting to showcase my skill and win money, but I also have the opportunity to do something that benefits our state. And that's
now,
beautiful.
there's several designs that have been chosen, but the public can still participate and vote on this, correct? How can they do that?
So the Ringling, we had a jury of Ringling faculty, and they narrowed down I think you're right, it was like 98 submissions to 5, which I do not envy that task. And those 5 right now we love the public's input. You can find a link to vote on our website, which is wildlifeflorida.org, or any of our social media, and I know Ringling has been also sharing the link on their social media. You can vote until March 31st, and then we're going to announce the winner for both the public contest and then the #1 plate.
Awesome.
We'll announce that in early April.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, quickly before we close, obviously other businesses and or nonprofits can work with the Collaboratory, and how should they find out about you?
You can email us at collaboratory@ringling.edu. You can call us 359-7522 and just look us up online. There is some information on Ringling's website, but just call, get in touch, send a carrier pigeon, whatever you need to do.
Cool.
Just find us, reach out, and we'll be happy to talk.
All right, great. Thank you both so much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
It was a pleasure.
Next on Suncoast FYI, a special visit from some creative Booker Middle School students.